Hi, Peter. It's your last essay set. So let's see what you wrote. We've got the letter to your relative. Here's what you said. Dear Madeline, I hope you're well. I'm so looking forward to seeing you so soon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to pick you up at Heathrow. Sorry about that. To get to my flat, you need to take the Piccadilly line to Elephant and Castle. When you exit the tube, it's best if you use Google Maps to find your way. My address is 57 Hampshire Street. You will find the key underneath the doormat. Please don't tell anyone. I'm afraid of a break-in. Okay, I like your tone. It's friendly. It's informal, which is exactly what it's supposed to be. A couple little things that I would change. First of all, full stop here. I hope you're well. Okay. And then here, I wanted just a little bit of a better flow. So you wrote, sorry about that. Fortunately, getting to my place is really easy. Just a little bit of a gentler transition. Okay. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to pick you up at Heathrow Airport. Sorry about that. Fortunately, getting to my flat is very simple. You need to take the Piccadilly line to Elephant and Castle. Okay, so just really that's it. Just a simple transition. Okay, let's continue. Well, now, I'm sure it will be no problem at all for you finding your way. Once you've let yourself in, please make yourself comfortable. I'll run from work. Can't wait to see you. I would love to take you out for dinner. There is a lovely French bistro just down the road. Maybe afterwards we can go meet up with some of our old friends. I talked to Carolyn and she knows you'll be spending the weekend here. She's over the moon about it. Let's make it an evening we'll never forget. Okay. So yes, let's talk about this. Give suggestions. So what are they asking you here? They're asking you to show that you understand the language of suggestion. So when we make a suggestion, there are certain expressions and vocabulary that we use, like why don't we? Perhaps we could. Maybe we can. Or we could do this. We can do this. Okay? So remember it says suggestions, plural. So let's see how you did that. You said, I would love to take you out to dinner. All right, so that's like an offer. It's not exactly a suggestion. And then here, maybe afterwards we can go and meet up some of our old friends. Now that is a suggestion. Okay, but that's really the only suggestion you made. And I want you to be very careful about this because they're very deliberate with the language they use. Give suggestions. So that plural means that one is not enough. Okay? So I know you're thinking, oh, but Ellen, I said I would love to take you out for dinner. Right. It's an offer. It's not a suggestion. And this is why we're talking about this this type of language, that has very specific purposes. Okay? Um, Let's see, how could you have done this? I'll run from work. Can't wait to see you. Um, you could do this. How about this? I would love to take you out for dinner. We can go to a lovely French bistro just down the road if you like. Okay? That's a suggestion. We can do this. Or perhaps you would like to try a lovely French bistro just down the road. Okay? So it's just a matter of using the right functional language that you're using for the language for the function of suggestion. Okay, so that's my one concern there. Let's continue. All right. Governments pushing into regional locations. Fine. It is increasingly more common that offices are relocating from capitals to more rural sites, which has both positive and negative aspects. I would like to discuss these different points with an S. Here's where your S goes. These different points of view, singular. Okay? Fine. In all of the world, here you want an apostrophe S. In all of the world's big cities, there has been a dramatic rise in living expenses during the last decade. This is due to a larger population. People are moving from the countryside, that should have been one word, countryside, into urban areas, and one of the main reasons is to find work. Businesses grow in the major cities, and in the outskirts of the city, there has been a decrease in job opportunities. If employers would move their organization to smaller sites, it would be beneficial for future development in these towns and villages, i.e., greater tax income due to a growing community. In addition, it would potentially lead to uh, mm, lower living costs, okay, or lower costs of living in the busy areas due to less competition for housing and groceries. Okay, I like it. Um, okay, fine. On the other hand, it can be socially destabilizing. Oh, that's a nice expression. For a person who has built their life and a home somewhere and be forced to move. It does not seem fair to force a loyal worker to leave their friends and family. Hopefully, this is something that the firm handles with great care and their human resources department prioritizes. All right, this is really underdeveloped. This is really a far cry. Look at this. You've got 8 lines in this paragraph, and then in the second one, you've got 4. It's half the size. And so an examiner is going to look at that. And, if you look at task achievement, where it says covers all parts of the task, but some are covered more fully than others, that's where you are. So yes, you talked about both sides, but really this is nowhere near as developed. And there's a lot of things you could have said about the negatives of this. First of all, a lot of these regional sites don't have the infrastructure to support an influx of people. All right, you've got some big corporation coming to some small regional village or town. Maybe there aren't enough schools. Maybe there aren't enough hospitals, shopping centers, everything that the people need. Maybe even the plumbing and electricity isn't up to par. Okay, and so all of this really takes some time. Maybe there's not enough housing. Okay, so while it sounds great in theory, the location people will be moving to may not be prepared for them. Okay, so that's one thing you could have talked about. Also, what about the supply chain? If a company, if their main raw materials or even their customers or their what's the word? I'm not colleagues, their collaborators, if they're in the big city, then this could really disrupt their business, okay? Because you've got an increased amount of time, increased distance to get things done, and so that could lower productivity. All right, so there were a lot of things you could have said here, and it's a shame that you didn't take the opportunity to write a little more, okay? To conclude, it can be argued that a shift from a busy area to a location inhabited by fewer people results in a better balance between costs of living and vacancies in a different part of the country. On the other hand, for the individual, it can be a tremendous blow to be told to move in order to stay in their current position. All right, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I like this, but the second paragraph really, really, really very underdeveloped. That's what needed work. So you do have your bonus task here. You're complaining about your internet. Let's see what you wrote. To whom it may concern, I'm writing this letter regarding. I'm writing this letter regarding a fault concerning my internet connection. I have been having major problems with losing. You want 1 O here, not 2. Service, resulting in me being thrown out of online meetings. As a consequence, I'm not able to carry out important professional obligations. Moreover, according to my contract, it should be at a speed of 10 Gbps, which has not been the case. Rarely, no, need an S here. No comma, sorry, no comma here. Rarely have I been able to stream a movie without it being interrupted due to poor service. Okay, you've described the problem, fine. Therefore, I request a technician to repair or replace whatever is needed. I would strongly prefer if I could be notified in advance to his or her arrival and for it to be scheduled in the late afternoon. Okay. In addition, I urge you to compensate me by a proper. No. I urge you to compensate me uh, with a proper cut to my costs in May. I do not find it fair that I should pay full price considering you have not provided me what was agreed on. Okay, fine. So I like this. The language is nice and formal. Grammar is good. Language is good. All of that lovely. To whom it may concern is fine, but it means that you have to finish your letter with yours faithfully. That is one of the conventions of formal letter writing. when you don't know the name of the person you're writing to, it should end yours faithfully. Okay, so Peter, it's your last set. I think you did a really good job. There is still some work to be done. There are still some improvements that I think you could certainly make. So I am going to be sending you a link to another package of essays with us if you'd like to continue working and getting feedback on your writing. So see if that's something you'd like to do. I hope we can continue working together. And either way, whatever you decide, I want to wish you tons and tons of luck.